Good morning, everyone. Once again, I'm here to share with you my random thoughts about how I live my life, maybe, or what I learned, how I cope up with adversities, problems, difficulties, or whatever principles or rules that I follow. Whatever I preach, I practice. Basically, today I just would like to enumerate what are the things that I tried doing, pivoting from any instances that I am having difficulty. So, my line is very static, so I don't know why. Alright, so basically I just would like to have on top of my list anticipation. That I learned from my karate school. Anticipation, like before being hit, you thought of what they will do against you that you might lose control of the fight. So basically, we simply have to anticipate based on how they stand, on how they play. So you tend to get more familiar as you go on and you can anticipate the usual moves or the habit. But when it comes to life, just to have it connected to on how to making this position, what I do is that the night before I have things to do. So basically, I have to make list of things that I have to do, and more often than not, I anticipated doing it. Like for example, marinating the meat that I'm going to cook in the morning so that it will taste as it should be. Unlike if you are in a hurry in the morning and you sometimes might be waking up late and then you don't have ample time for you to marinate before frying the meat, so it will not be at its best. So basically, I just have to eliminate the mañana habit. I don't want to do it. What I can do now, I don't want to do it later. Anyhow, it will only be me who's going to do it anyhow, anyway. So I'd rather anticipate doing it at the time that I can still manage in case I have some mistake or error or I wasn't able to do it well, I can do it again. So basically those mindset actually helps me to perfect anything, as I am that kind of person who actually always seek for excellence. So when I was little, as I have mentioned in my previous videos, I don't do any household chores. I'm not obliged to do anything but to study. So in that scenario, I must always be at my best. So basically, that becomes a habit that anything that I allowed myself to get involved with or engage with, I must be able to do all effort exerted for me to do my best. Anyway, that's gonna be my signature. That's gonna be me who did it, so it must be good. So those were the things that actually helped me in the long run, having that habit of anticipating things. And that things to do notebook actually helps me. For example, I have some thoughts at the back of my head that I will be listing on my notebooks. Things that I want to do, and I have to identify. I have 4 boxes. One is something that is urgent. So I'm gonna make 2 columns. To the right, the first column will become the urgent, and the second is not so urgent. Then going down, I'm going to have 2 rows, and the first is going to be important, and the second will be not so important. So if you're going to crisscross that, we'll be able to get urgent and important, or important and not so urgent. At the bottom row, you can see urgent, not so urgent but important, not so urgent and not so important. So those were the classifications that I am making on how I facilitate my everyday grinds, so that I will be able to make sure that I have a room for correction in case I miss out something or anything. So in every even simple things that I'm gonna do, I normally write my wants and needs. Basically, that is very important for you to classify things that you want to do, you want to have, so that you will be able to get them. Most likely, because you will be able to do all effort exerted, so that you can manipulate and manifest that thing that is running into your swelling brains, and we be able to do action once you make a conscious decision to finally go ahead and do it. So basically, with your personal standard, you will be able to overrule and be able to do it as your style, like a brand. That's Eileen's style. So basically, I hope those particular simple things that runs into my swelling brains, that I always consider consistently on a daily basis, help you to be able to make things easier. Things that I never learned from school, but I learned from my daily life, my daily grinds. You know, sometimes you already thought of doing, but you are unable just because you are spreading yourself so thinly, doing a lot of things, not able to set your priorities. So you have your important, you have your urgent, you have not so important, and not so urgent. Those were the things that you have to classify, and also you must be able to know your needs and your wants. Those are the simple basic things that every human being must be able to have at the back of their head, so that they can have an easy daily life. Once again, my name is Aileen, and I hope I was able to share with you things that you might get interested and you can mirror and learn from it. Have a beautiful day. Kindly subscribe, watch, like, and learn to my YouTube channel. Have a beautiful day, everyone.